authorities have to find a balance between ensuring justice and eliminating criminality, while at the same time upholding human rights. And to discuss this in relation to those illegal mining activities, I'm joined by Advocate Lufuno Nevondwe, a lecturer at the University of Limpopo. It's something, Mr. Nevondwe, that people have been grappling with, especially over the past 3-4 days, as the government, of course, sought to bring those miners to the surface. How you balance the rights of people who have clearly violated some of the laws of the country.
Yes, I think first of all is that our constitutional democracy is based on human rights. And these human rights are universally recognized moral principles or norms that establish standards of human behavior and are often protected by both national and international laws. So to balance the two, the fact that illegal miners are alleged to have committed a crime does not take away their human rights. So they still have the rights to food, the rights to healthcare services, and also the right to dignity. So police, they have to arrest them because they are suspected to have engaged in an illegal activity, which is illegal mining. But at the same time, they cannot take away the rights which they have, because these rights, they still enjoy them, regardless of the allegations of the crime they might have committed. So normally when the police exercise their powers, they must be mindful of their constitutional rights so that they don't tamper with their rights. So they must do their work at the same time protect their constitutional rights.
Indeed, and of course, where there are doubts or there are disputes over which rights trump others, it has actually taken the courts to rule on the matter, as was the case in this instance.
Yes, the courts have ruled to say that mining operations must continue, and the rights of the illegal miners to be provided with food, healthcare services, and dignity and water must continue. Those rights are there, and they must be protected with those. And at the same time, mining operations must continue, which are safe, so that when these miners these illegal miners, when they are rescued, they are safe and they come back alive, and so that they can be able to face the full might of the law, the arrest. I mean, the SAPS has the power to arrest them in terms of our laws.
These are important points to note, because, I mean, on the other hand, you have people who, perhaps correctly or understandably, given the very high crime rates in our country, feel that police should be merciless. You know, they feel that police should crack down on criminals irrespective. But in the conversations that have been taking place, especially this week, you have people who say, but then again, why isn't or aren't the same levels of determination and single-mindedness, if you like, being shown when it comes to certain categories of criminals, those who may be well-connected or who may have been government officials only yesterday, or who may have been ministers and the like? Why aren't you showing the same, why isn't the state showing the same determination in dealing with them as they have shown in this instance with those are vulnerable. Yes, people who may have committed crimes, but who are more vulnerable and less powerful than those others who take away from monies that are destined for the poor in municipalities or in other state-owned entities.
Yes, I think the approach of the police must always be the same on the crimes which have been committed. I think our police must work hard to root out crimes and also to ensure that those who have committed crimes are appearing before courts, and there are thorough investigations so that when they are prosecuted by the NPA, so that the NPA can also be successful in their prosecution. So I believe that the same energy which the police are having on illegal mining, it must also apply to those who have committed corruption, because those crimes are crimes against the state, and they take us back, because the government has the responsibility to provide socio-economic services to our people. And normally when corruption is being committed, you take away the money which is meant to assist the poor, and you take it away. So I think the energy must be the same, but when the police are exercising their powers in terms of arrest, they must respect the human rights, because these human rights are hard-fought rights. A lot of people have died fighting for us to enjoy human rights, which we enjoy today. So at the same time, let's make sure that we protect the human rights. The mere fact that somebody is alleged to have committed a crime does not necessarily mean that those people must not enjoy the human rights. So they must always enjoy those human rights. We know that these rights are limited in terms of the law of general application. So even when they are limited, justifiable reasons must be provided why you are limiting those rights. Otherwise, you are going to be found wanting by the courts, because the courts are very strict when it comes to the protection of human rights, and also to protect those who are vulnerable in the society, regardless of the fact that they might have been alleged to have been committed a crime. So they must always be protected. So that balance, we must always strike the balance, because we don't want to go back to the time of apartheid, where there was abuse of powers from the police.
Exactly, and I mean, this episode has thrown up out into the open a whole number of issues which I think at times we tend to sort of compartmentalize issues, which doesn't do justice, I think, to conversations we should be having as a country. For example, one of the key issues here is the fact that a majority of these people are not South Africans. There again touches on a number of issues. It also speaks to responsibilities that the state is not taking seriously. That the state is not taking responsibility. The state is not taking seriously, or the omissions on their part, because. The part of the reason these people are here illegally, undocumented, is precisely because our borders are porous. And we have state law enforcement agencies whose responsibility it is to look at those issues. And if you look at the police, whom you are referring to now, their duty is not only to arrest. There are sections of the police who are responsible for investigating, for gathering intelligence, for identifying those kingpins that they are talking about. They say are smoking cigars somewhere and drinking expensive alcohol, and their dealings in foreign lands or jurisdictions where this gold is being sold. So all these issues belong together, not forgetting, of course, where we started, which is the issue of human rights, even in the face of criminality.
Yes, I think the kingpins must also be arrested, and a thorough investigation must also be done to trace them, because they are responsible for this illegal mining. And also in terms of the borders, I think there are laws. We have immigration laws which are very clear, because before the illegal undocumented foreign nationals, before they can come to the country and do illegal mining, so it means that they've passed through the borders. And it means that somebody was not doing his work or her work in the border. So I think there are various factors which need to be tightened here, because we need to ensure that we enforce our laws. We have good laws, which there's poor implementation of those laws. Because I also believe that when you go to the Constitution, it normally says that everyone has the right. So which means that when we say everyone, we also include those who find themselves in the country. Whether they are here legally or illegally, it doesn't matter, because the moment they are here, they are protected in terms of our constitutions. But nevertheless, we need to do our work, because even on the illegal mining, when these mines, when they were closed, they were supposed to be a proper process of rehabilitation,
exactly,
which was not been done properly. Because if these mines were closed properly, these illegal mining activities were not going to happen. So, but they are happening because they are contravention of MPRDA and other laws. So that's why you find the illegal activities. I think these criminals are taking the opportunity so that they can try to because you see we have also have a high rate of poverty in the country, because those who are engaging in illegal activities are not only illegal for foreign nationals. There are also South Africans in that number of statistics, so who are also engaging in these illegal activities. So I think all the sectors of our government must work ensuring that laws are implemented, so that we ensure that we prevent these illegal activities. Because police comes at the end when they do investigation and arrest, but there are a lot of things, there are a lot of factors which have happened which were supposed to have been dealt with by relevant authorities.
Indeed, and the Mineral Resources Minister, Gwede Mantashe, cannot wash his hands of this like the Pontius Pilate of the Bible. Advocate Lufuno Nevondwe, thank you very much for your time.